Self-destruct in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is Cinco Squad. Cinco Squad. Cinco Squad. Good evening, everybody. It's another week down, another Thursday night, and that means another round of Cinco Squad. I am Mike DeSanto. Alongside me are Jonathan Sawyer, Pat in the Hat, and of course, old man Jamie P.
That's me.
Boys, how we doing tonight?
Doing good, brother. Doing good.
Doing great.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Good
Be like
to hear.
AC Slater, Saved by the Bell. I made it, guys. I made it.
We got everyone listen, we gotta tell Jay this show starts at 7 from now on for him to get on time.
Yeah, you want to talk about buzzer beater, man? Woo!
Went live, and there he is. Okay, there he is. So, before we begin our rounds of sports talk, of which there is a lot to talk about this week, I need to know, Pat in the Hat, with your Celtics hat,
Hey.
what you stepping on?
Boys, I'm sipping on something that came out of nowhere. I had no mixers. Jim Beam and an Arnold Palmer.
Oh,
All right.
Arnold Palmer.
All right, I can do
A
it.
little fake Long Island iced tea. And I dig it.
Not moving.
That's what I'm sipping on. That's what I'm sipping on.
My dad would be very happy at that drink.
John, what are you sipping on?
Well, I'm finally sipping
Water.
on an alcoholic beverage tonight.
what?
Get
Yeah.
out of here.
And you guys are gonna make
Outta
fun of me, but these things taste delicious. This is a
Heineken Zero.
watermelon kiwi, truly.
Oh, truly. I was going to say White Claw, but
But it's
True.
delicious. It's like tasting a fruit bowl.
You get that on Mike's fridge?
Yeah, I ran all the way up to Rochester,
Yep.
1,300 miles, and drove back.
Didn't
I
visit
just got back.
you an hour away.
Didn't even say hi.
Yeah, I walked in, walked out.
I was
See
gonna
ya.
say, listen, he didn't even say hi to me. I was sleeping before work, and I heard the door open, I heard the fridge open, and then the door close.
But Jamie, I know you were rushing to the finish line because you had to get your drink. So what you sipping on, brother?
Well, tonight, granted that we are in Florida, and people want to say I'm a Florida man, but I ain't really a Florida man. I'm a Caribbean man. But tonight, I'm a Florida man.
Close enough.
We're sipping on that Cigar City Brew, Florida man. Cheers, fellas. Cheers.
Florida man, great title. Great title. Cigar City never stops.
I love
Alright.
cigars.
We got to take it up north to my man up north. You can't beat John tonight. I think John's outfruited you. Let me see what you sipping
I
on, boy.
outfruited you.
Well, see, on a Thursday night where your boy has to go to work, unfortunately, an alcoholic beverage was not an option tonight, but I am sipping on a little bit of some peach Arizona, so I'm with you, Pat. Arizona
Alright.
peach iced tea.
That looks like a rum and coke, man. That looks like a rum and coke. I think your line's us.
Look it, we won't tell anybody, bro. It's okay.
Yeah, this is
It's
only
okay.
being broadcast live on the internet.
Mike said the Coke comes later.
No evidence
So,
whatsoever.
yeah. Rum and coke. Hold the coke. Hold the coke. But guys, before we move on, I have to get something off my chest.
Oh boy.
Go ahead.
I do because I won
You
last
want us
week.
to leave?
No, you don't have to leave, but I am going to give myself the big screen. I won last week, stumped the squad, but we gave Idris the rant, of course, as we should. But I'm going to take that rant now, which is they're done. My Rangers are done.
Done.
You got 30 seconds. Let's go.
A valiant effort, but as disappointing as that loss was,
Great
what
rant.
disappointed me more was the response from a lot of Rangers fans. So I have to get this off my chest. I don't understand the negative response that the Rangers community had to the loss immediately. It seems like everybody that was supporting the team originally immediately turned on the team as soon as the final horn went off. There was immediate talks of how Igor Shesterkin all let us down. That is absolutely ludicrous. He's the only reason we were in the game. We've all said that it should have been like 7-1.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. It should have been 5-0 in the last game.
And then the other thought was, we should trade Kreider and Panarin.
What?
Said, okay, yes, let's trade the guy that just scored 52 goals. And while maybe he's not going to score 52 goals again, he's not that type of player, he still might score over 30 for us, which is still good. And Panarin led the team with 96 points. So I don't understand the idea of trading your two best offensive players from this season because you lost in 6 games in the Eastern Conference Finals and were 2 wins away from a Stanley Cup final. So let's pump the brakes a little bit and have some positivity for this Rangers season and this team. So that's my rant.
They still lost.
I'm aware of that. You know who else
They
lost
still
last
lost.
The Yankees.
night? No, they did not.
Get him, Mike. Get him.
Hey, Mike,
Mike, you remember we were down 2-0.
I know.
We lost game 1. We lost game 1 to the Toronto Blue Jays, to the Toronto Maple Leafs, 5-0. We lost game 1 to the Rangers, 6-2.
Listen, if you lost to the Toronto
Doesn't matter
Blue Jays
if you lose
hockey
game 1, bro.
Jamie, how many-
Don't matter.
Jamie with his
That's
Toronto.
it. Every Toronto team is the Blue Jays from here on out.
From
Let's
here
just
on
make
out.
this easy
Every-
on us.
The
Americans.
Yankees-
The soccer team, Blue Jays.
Yankees are playing the Toronto Maple Leafs. Yep, you're right.
Yes, absolutely. But that does take us, guys, into a little bit of NHL talk. Get the NHL finals going now. Game 1 was last night. At this time of recording, Thursday night. Game 1 was last night. Colorado won in overtime. How are you guys feeling about the series?
I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, honestly, they came out flat, but it's like I've been saying this whole time is that, John Cooper has always said it's a marathon, not a sprint. So they can go ahead and score those 3 goals. I mean, they were sloppy goals. 2 of them were good tip-ins. One was on Vasilevsky. Then he got in the zone. But then the team started just chipping away. They can skate with Colorado. I think they're the only team in the East that could skate with Colorado. I think it'll be a tough game, too. Kemper is very shaky ever since getting injured. So I'm feeling pretty confident, to be honest with you, going into the game 2. And hopefully they can, get an early lead because that's where Vasilevsky plays the best. Big J.
I think that Colorado, by far, is the fastest team in hockey. I think they said Carolina could have skated with them. But that McKinnon line is scary. It's really scary. And they were on display early. They struck early. Vasi, once again, didn't look like himself in a game 1. But all of a sudden, Tampa just took control of the game. Bam, just like that. 2 goals, 48 seconds. All of a sudden, we have a game. Tampa fans are excited. I live in an apartment complex. Open the door real quick. It's almost like you could hear the cheers and people pounding. It was kind of fun, right? Let me see if everybody's watching. I'm like, yo, everybody's watching, right? But the cool part about the game last night really was watching Vasi settle down, because the games got out of hand, the other game 1s, and it could have been 4-1, 5-1 easily. Mm-hmm. I think him settling down in Tampa, showing that they probably should have won that game. We had a golden opportunity in front of the goal to start the 3rd period. Don't know how that doesn't go in the net. Yes. If it does, it's a different game. But the Colorado fans got really quiet, because here's the deal, right? Once again, youth or speed or whatever it is supposed to be Tampa, and Tampa's done with, and everything is out the window. All right. Game 1s don't matter. Vasi looks like he's ready to shut them down from game 2. I expect the game 2 win. I think the Lightning are going to go back home really confident with that game 2 win. We're being great at home. We'll see how it. Of course, we have to play the game first. We lost the first 2 in New York. That didn't matter. So I don't Tampa's ever out of it. They have too much championship experience, too much
No
championship pride. Great coach, and we're in for look. If that's game one, we're in for a treat, boys. We're in for a treat. You know,
overtime
great.
easily.
Great for the sport. Mm-hmm.
Patty P,
So
did you watch?
Yeah, what I took away from, I jumped into the third period. I was watching along the box score and everything, but the third period, man, it's Colorado being the fastest team on ice, going right into a brick wall of Tampa's defense. It's whoever overpowers the other team with their style of play is going to win the Stanley Cup. It's easy, and it's going to be fun to watch who actually excels at what they're special at. And like you said, the McKinnon line is fun to watch, man. I'm excited for the whole series.
Yep.
Yeah, one thing about the McKinnon line, I think the
and we found out Bernard is the mascot.
It's not a mountain top.
Pat's an Avalanche fan now.
Okay, here's a cool question, right? Here's a cool question. If you were in charge, and it's like we're teams, right? Like if you were in charge, and you had to be the person to declare who the mascot would be for the Avalanche and the Lightning, right? Like we're teams. What did they say? The first teams ever to play that their names don't end in an S in Stanley Cup history or something like that. First time they've ever had
both teams don't have an S. Yeah,
don't end in an S. If you guys had to choose a mascot for either team that's appropriate, right? What would you choose for an Avalanche or a Lightning? Like a lightning bolt would look so weird. Like, you know how weird the Stanford tree looks? Like that's how a mountain would look if it was the Avalanche with like snow on the top.
Tampa's mascot though?
Yeah, it's a bumblebee.
Yeah.
Dude, it's a lightning bug, but they call it thunder bug.
Oh,
yeah,
that's right. I thought it was a bumblebee.
You missed it.
That's bumblebee.
Every time I went to games, I was like, I would sit there and be like, "Why the hell is there a bumblebee here?" Like,
That's
the thing is though, there is a bumblebee mascot in hockey. It's Columbus.
True.
Right. It's technically a wasp, but
bro, I'm gonna put in a petition for Tampa to say that they need an actual prototype of Bumblebee, the Transformer. How freaking amazing would that be if he's walking around the hockey arena? And that'd be like the experience of all experiences.
You guys remember San Diego Chargers unofficial mascot Boltman?
San Diego Superchargers.
Yes.
Yep.
They apply for his mascot apparel. Boom. There it is.
True. Yep.
I mean, get me in touch with the big wigs down there.
I guess an electrician, maybe.
Get out of here, bro.
I guess you can say like you could do like I like Pat's ideas like Avalanche, Mountains, Yeti. Like that was
cool
idea.
Well,
Like,
Colorado
cool.
actually did have a Yeti as their mascot officially for the first one, and then they
they had the footprint.
The footprint. That's their secondary logo.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
their
that.
old jerseys. Now their new jerseys have their old C, on the shoulders, but they used to have the footprint on their. So yeah, that does make sense.
Either way, I'm a big fan of burning the Bernard.
Just one thing on Tampa's defense. They shut down the McKinnon line. The McKinnon line did eventually. They scored on the power play. So yeah, the one thing Tampa can't do, and they figured out real quick, stay out of the box. They are better 5-on-5 than they are 5-on-3, 5-on-4. So like, number one, number two. I mean, they did shut down McKinnon. He was being shadowed by, I believe it was Stamkos and or Sorelli out there the whole time.
Did a great job.
They shadowed him because they know he's an electric guy. The one guy that's going to play a difference for Colorado is Cale Makar. Cale Makar is definitely going to play a difference in that series, in my opinion.
Oh,
Maroon could have cost them the game, right? Yeah. And Maroon did not have a great third period at all. That was such a bonehead play. Yep.
I mean, didn't he cost them anyway because they started overtime with the power play?
You could say so because they were kind of on their heels.
Yeah.
They didn't score on the power play though. They scored.
They started the period like they started the period scrambling. There was no like flow. Everything was kind of like backing them up. So we could say it cost them the game. It was such a bonehead play though. It was unnecessary. He didn't need. I guess he was trying to clear the puck. I get it, but he didn't need to put that much into trying to clear the puck.
Yeah,
like, you could send it down the ice on the boards, bro. Like you didn't need to do that.
Yeah, but I guess the biggest thing is I get what he was trying to do. He was trying to flip it off so it tipped off the glass and it wouldn't go down for icing so he could get a change because he was out there for 2 minutes. So I guess he was just trying to get the change. I get that play being a hockey player. I've done that before and it sucks. But when you're exhausted and you're coming around the bench and you finally get an opening and you don't want to ice it because if you ice it, you can't change. So I get what he was doing, but yeah, I agree with you. If anything, fire it down the ice, have your breather be with the whistle, and then get off, win the draw, and get it down the ice. But Mikey Mike, what you think? I know you only watch until a certain amount of time, but
I think to the point of the Maroon situation, this is exactly what Colorado's MO is like they're gonna play at a fast, skilled pace, and they're gonna make you try to match their pace, which causes you to rush and make quick decisions like that may cost you in the case like it ends up costing Maroon. I don't think you're gonna get the same. I would say, and I'm not saying this just because I'm a Rangers fan. I don't think it's not the same type of physical team. Like Colorado's not necessarily going to try to like bang with you the whole game. But what they're gonna make you miss when you try to get physical. Their idea is that they use their speed to make you miss and make mistakes when you try to get physical with them. They have physical guys, but obviously you look at that at the McKinnon line especially. McKinnon's not a small guy, but he doesn't play big like a guy like Nazem Kadri does. He's the guy that's going to get physical. But I think it's going to be interesting. You can't ever count out Tampa because of just their sheer experience. And
I mean, we talked about this too, with the East being gritty and tough and defense minded, and then the finesse in the West.
Like, and these are two teams that are especially examples of that.
Right.
I think coming out of each conference. No, I
prime
think it's gonna
example.
I could see this going 7. I could definitely see this going 7.
I hope.
Everybody wants that. Whether you're either fan of either team, like at this point, it's like give us more hockey and let's get that game.
Right.
Yeah.
No. I think it's going to be. It'll be interesting. Now, one thing that may not go 7. I'm sorry, Pat, but.
Oh wait! I got a quick stat about hockey. All right. I hope you guys know about this. So, regardless of what happens in this series, either Corey Perry is going to lose in the Stanley Cup Finals for the 3rd straight year, or Pat Maroon is going to win the Stanley Cup for the 4th straight year.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is ridiculous.
Well, that's what I said to Jamie. Like when we signed Corey Perry, I was like, oh God, we just beat him 2 years in a row because he went from team to team and he won the last 2 teams against the Lightning.
Like he's the jinx, bro. Why bring the jinx onto the team and roster?
Hey, can't beat him, gotta join him.
I guess you hope that Maroon, the positive end of Pat Maroon, like balances out the negative end of Perry, and it's kind of just crapshoot at that point.
You got to root for his boneheaded plays.
Right. But yeah, so like I don't. Personally, I'm just gonna say I don't think the NBA Finals are going 7. So,
sorry, Pat.
Pat, I'll let you start.
I think you guys needed to steal one on the road, and unfortunately, I don't think. I think the way Curry's playing is, I don't see it.
Well, we shut him down Game 5. We shut Curry down Game 5,
and that's a problem. That's a problem. You shut him down, and you still lost big. That's a problem.
Right. That hurts. That hurts a lot. No, I've come to terms with the 2 scenarios I see going on tonight is Celtics lay an egg and the finals are over, or the Celtics rally, win, go back out west and win. That's the only way I'm going to sleep, is if the Celtics get blown out tonight or they go out west and win in Game 7. But, no, like Jamie said, we shut Curry down. We lose that game. That's the game we need. When Curry's not shooting his best, he went 0 for 9 behind the arc, and you can't win that game. It's doomsday after that.
It was like 126 straight playoff games with a 3 or something ridiculous. Like it was a pretty long streak.
Dude, Curry owns the top 3 most games with a 3-point made.
Yeah.
Top 3 ranks of all time.
Yeah.
The dude is ridiculous. So that means he has like 5 games without making a 3 in his career.
Which is stupid.
It's crazy. Yeah. I mean, and I agree with you, Pat. Like ultimately, I like the Celtics team. I've said this in the beginning, even though I was mad they beat the Heat. I said that I didn't want to play the Heat. I wish we would play the Bucks. I think we matched up better. But the Celtics team has a lot of pride, and it's very scary because I think there's only one or two guys that are over 30 on that team. One or two guys, maybe two or three guys, but I think there's like 1 to 3 guys on the team that are over 30, which is scary because ultimately you can re-sign these guys and everything like that. So I'm not writing the ship yet. I think it's going to be a close game.
I think it's just Horford,
but I think the
I hope
longevity guys. I think Marcus Smart is the second longest tenure on that team.
Yeah, and he's 8 years, and he came in, so he's right there at 30. I think he's
like 20. So I mean, that's some very like proud. I think you guys overachieved this year. To be honest with you, I think you're
and with the rookie coach. I kept saying they're a year early. They just brought in Horford halfway through the season, and he gelled right there like a year early, which is good. I mean, they're the complete opposite of the Lakers right now. They're the young team that has the potential to get to like 4 of the next or 3 of the next 5 finals or something. And the Lakers look like they're done until they can rebuild, right? But, you know, one of the things that really stood out in that game was Andrew Wiggins has, I think, finally come to realize that if he wants to be the second guy, he should be the second guy on that team because he played as the first guy for so long in Minnesota. Do you know that's only the second time this entire season he's had a back-to-back double-double? Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Like you would think that he would have more double-doubles, back-to-back ones, and that's only twice now in the entire season of almost 100 games they played where he had back-to-back double-doubles. And it came at the best time ever because it came on a night where Steph was doing nothing, and then he comes up big with 28, or I think he had 29 or whatever it was. Now, here's the great thing about that team that everybody doubted. Was Steve Kerr prides himself on defense. You're an offensive juggernaut by nature of who's on your roster. So then what you coach is what we have to become to beat every team. Our offense is going to deliver. But remember, they were the top-rated defensive team in the NBA up until about 2 weeks after the All-Star break. And then Draymond got injured, and you saw a huge shift in their numbers defensively, and they gave up a lot more points. But they were defensive-minded to start the year. So it shouldn't be a surprise that they're this gritty. I think what they've done with the young Celtics team is the young Celtics team doesn't realize how physical they let the finals go and be. And they're crying for a call, and the refs are like, bro, this is the NBA finals. What do you want us to do? And the Warriors have played 6 of the last 8. They're like, hey, we've been here before. We know what it's like. You guys don't. This is finals basketball. And I think that's the biggest difference between the two rosters right now, where the experience is playing in. And really, you know, the Warriors are showing their hand as a champ, while Boston is showing their hand as the eventual champ, maybe.
I kind of want to piggyback on that. The talk is they are looking for refs to bail them out every time, and they got to start just playing their ball. Jason Tatum, don't look for a foul. Don't look for an assistance. Drive to the hole, and that's where he can be a difference maker in tonight and hopefully Game 7. Mike, what do you think, though?
So to answer the question, Celtics have 2 guys that are 30 or older. It's Horford, who's 36, and Daniel, is it Theis or Theis or
Theis?
Oh, Theis. Yeah.
He's 30. And then
Theis.
Daniel,
I've heard it Theis,
my Daniel
too.
thesis of the day. Theis. He's 30.
No, perfect. Go with that.
And then they got one that's close. They got Nick Stauskas, who I know is pretty deep down the bench, but he's 29. But yeah, I think it definitely has ended up being a factor of experience. It's a Warriors team that, like you said, Jamie, has been here before. Like they've played 6 of the last 8. And what are you going to teach this Warriors team about playing offense? What do you need to?
Yeah.
You got Curry, Thompson, Draymond, who they've been playing.
Draymond can learn something.
Jordan Poole.
No. Draymond has learned his role. Draymond has learned his role. He doesn't need to go out there and score
8 and 6.
He doesn't need to go out there. He goes out there and grabs rebounds. He gets in people's heads, and
the dude's a bomb.
It don't matter. He's still an NBA champion, bro.
Yeah.
Like you can get mad at him, but he don't need to go out and score 25.
And
Andrew Wiggins needs to.
So
Andrew Wiggins, in my opinion, needs to go out there and score. He should be more aggressive.
Absolutely.
Draymond Green has to take the mask
And he
off
can be.
and reveal that he's actually Ben Simmons. Let's be real here.
Ah, don't go there, bro.
All
Don't
right,
go there,
Come on,
bro.
man.
All right,
Yeah,
see you,
yeah,
Pat.
Don't go
I
there,
can't-
bro.
You're done,
You
guys.
know I'm right.
Don't
Why
go
are you
there.
booing me?
Bro, are you serious? Come on.
Come on,
You're
man.
comparing-
Two-time
no
champion
chance, bro.
versus
You're right. You're
No
right.
chance.
Draymond's
You know what?
actually on the court. You're right.
You know what? Oh, nice.
He's not scared of layups.
You know what, guys?
Yeah, he's not
There's
scared. He's
our,
not scared to actually try to score the ball in the fourth quarter. He'll take a shot.
There's our clip for the week. Pat dissing Draymond Green. There's our clip for the week.
I
bro.
got Draymond and Ben Simmons in one shot. That's called
Yeah.
two birds, one stone, baby.
Two birds, two
that's
stones
called-
and a bird.
That's called bitter Celtics.
baby.
Anyway,
Two birds on a give the bird. Larry Bird.
You know what, Larry? There you go. Rounded full circle. You know
All right,
what
Mike.
gets me about this whole Wiggins thing? I kind of see what Richard Jefferson might be saying.
Mm.
He talked about I can't remember whether it was on the Jump or First Take, but he talked about how there are particular organizations, and he didn't necessarily name Minnesota, but particular organizations that have an issue right now with developing players.
Okay.
It's like, guys are starting with a particular organization, leaving and getting way better
Yeah.
wherever they go next. Or like finding themselves like Wiggins seems to have found his game and the way he fits with this Warriors team now that he's gotten onto a, I guess, championship mentality or championship culture that the Warriors have now. I mean, they say, some people I've heard say the Warriors have the best culture in the NBA.
Is there a better culture in American sports right now over the last 8 to
Yes,
10
the New
years?
York Yankees. But anyway,
In the last 8 to 10
I know.
years.
Don't the Heat have a saying Heat
Last 8
culture?
to 10 years.
Isn't that a thing?
Yeah.
You're gonna
I would
allow him
say- I
to
would
talk
say
about the
that-
culture like that, John?
I would say that. I mean, you can say that about the Heat, but ultimately, 8 to 10 years ago, they still had LeBron. They still had Dwayne Wade. They had a good culture of the team.
So they're
but
winning
the team was
championships.
still-
Is
the
what you
team was
mean?
still-
Winning championships and going to the finals.
They
4 years
won.
in a row.
They won championship. I mean, they had 3 of the best players in the world. But like, LeBron does what he normally does to teams is like destroy them and then leaves them to kind of like fend to try to pick up the
wins a title or two, and then
But bro, is it
Exactly.
LeBron that does it, or is it the GM that risks knowing that like
Yes.
we'll win now, so we'll just win? It's the
Yeah.
GM, bro.
it's
LeBron
it's
doesn't
LeBron
decide to sign LeBron.
it's
The
LeBron
GM
the,
does. The
but
owners
it's
do.
LeBron the GM after that.
Nah, I don't believe.
Not with Pat Riley. Not with
I don't
Pat
believe
Riley,
that.
bro.
No,
I don't believe that at all. I think it's
Not with Pat Riley.
that's why he left Miami because he couldn't because him and Pat Riley kept butting heads.
Exactly.
So,
So
like-
he wasn't
No,
he
back to
wasn't
Cleveland
the guy
versus
because
Bulls.
there was a bigger alpha in the building than him.
Yeah.
All
Which,
I'm
dude,
saying,
you can't-
Exactly. That's the
Pat
only
Riley
thing. That's the
just
only thing that would
Pat
happen.
Jay, all
Yeah.
I'm saying is this: who had a final decision on bringing Russell Westbrook onto this team,
LeBron.
That right. And guess what?
and what
Right,
didn't work?
right now, what he did is he looked at DeMar Rosen ball and almost win an MVP over in Chicago. And
Yes.
and instead of
Yes.
saying, let me bring that LA boy back,
Yes.
he brought the LA boy back that has proven that he can never gel with any team. It's just
Yes.
never going to
Unless
happen
he's the
in his
number one.
career.
Thank
Yeah, it
you,
was
Jamie.
just-
Thank you,
It
Jamie.
didn't make sense. It
That
didn't
was
make
perfect.
sense.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate about what if we want to talk about Westbrook. I mean, he was one of the most superstars that was on the court the whole year.
True,
Well,
but
that's
he
like
doesn't.
10
He doesn't
games of the season, he probably was out, but he was
But
there.
what's his plus
He played-
minus?
Worst shooting year.
Worst shooting year, but I mean, he was on one of the worst teams he's ever been on.
I'm pretty sure the Lakers wanted him off the court.
Bro, that team was not worse than when he was one man Russell Westbrook, OKC. with Kevin Durant.
yes,
It
they were.
wasn't.
Yes, they
No.
were. 100%.
No.
100%.
No.
100%.
It
Wait,
was
wait,
It was
say-
a very
rewind that.
I'll call
a
play
really
right now.
constructed team.
Wait,
Okay,
you think
hold
the
on.
Lakers now
Time
is
out,
better than
time out.
Russell OKC?
Time
What?
out. Trey is loving too much that we're talking about the Lakers and not the finals. Guys, let's get a prediction on what's going to happen tonight. Who's going to win tonight? Warriors, Celtics.
I'll go
We'll
last.
skip Pat.
Mike,
Yeah, I'll
John.
go last.
Who's going to win?
I'll take Golden State by 7.
Let's say by 7.
Woo.
John,
John, who you got?
I got Boston by 10.
Wow.
Oh, my dude. Jamie, what is it?
I
What
just-
is it?
Well, You don't shut Curry down for 2 games. If he opens up the game early and the floor opens up and big game 6 Clay shows up in the building,
That's true.
then it's over for the Celtics tonight. I got the Warriors by 9.
I'm more nervous about Game 6 Clay than I am Curry having a bounce back game. Honestly, I'm gonna go Celtics by 11. I like that take, John. I think it is going to be a very big comeback. We are Boston. Protect the parquet type of game.
So none of us have a close game. None of us have a close game. Everybody thinks it's going to be almost a 9 or 10.
No, I mean, ultimately at the end.
I call single digits close.
Well, here's my thing is like I say 10-point game, but I think like they'll go up 5, they'll start fouling, they'll shoot the free throws, and then like it will just like end up being it's like an empty netter goal. Like when they win like 3-1 or 4-1,
right.
It was really 2-1. I always say the game was 2-1 because like, come on now, it's an empty net. It's not really hard to score on. So when they start following them, they should make their free throws to put the game out of reach.
It's an empty net for Boston tonight. The Chaps take it. It's an empty net. Nothing's going down. Golden State all the way.
That's mean.
That is mean. But now I believe, gentlemen, we should toss it to our resident golf expert.
Oh, would that be me?
All right,
No.
what is it? What is
You're
it?
the soccer.
Guys, I did go to Top Golf and ball out at Top Golf, so I think I should have some fun.
Okay,
I'm like, jealous of that.
So, John, please lead us in our talk of the U.S. Open.
The 122nd U.S. Open. That's
as insignificant.
Played in Boston.
Boston?
I missed 122 of them. Damn.
This would be the. This is an interesting one because I feel like, and I had like a rant that I had about this because it has lost a lot of hype than it should have been because it's at a country club that there's a movie based on it's called Francis We Met. It was a golfer, a kid. The name of the movie is The Greatest Game Ever Played. It's with Shia LaBeouf in it.
I was gonna say, is that the Shia LaBeouf movie? Yeah.
It's a good movie. It's a really good movie.
That's a good movie.
And that's based off a true story. But it's been a great tournament so far. U.S. Opens are always low scoring. You know, it's tough. You know, the roughs are usually growing a little higher than normal. But what's been like really throwing a dark cloud, and I spoke to my dad about this. I think I've been bitching to you guys about this LIV tour, and this is probably the last time I talk about it because I'm absolutely sick of it. You know, it's throwing a dark cloud because all the interview questions is about this live tour instead about such a great golf tournament, prestige golf tournament that the 122nd U.S. Open is at the country club that has held the U.S. Open a tied of 17 times. So it's
where's it at? St. Andrews?
No, I said the country club.
The country club, okay.
And
that's in Boston, which is actually which I feel like will have a little bit more momentum with guys that go into the game and stuff like that. But it's been a great round so far. I mean, to just talk about it, I mean, it's Rory's tied for second. That's my pick for the week. Dustin's that's 2 under, and then Adam Hadwin is leading the tournament right now. It's tough. It's the course is going to get extremely harder, especially with the weather coming in this weekend. They said it was supposed to be, 20, 25 mile an hour winds. The key to the U.S. Open, honestly, is keeping the ball in the fairway. I mean, I know it sounds stupid, but it's the truth. But it's the truth, though. Like, if you get the ball in the rough is really thick. It's like
ridiculous, right?
It's like 10 or 12 inches thick. Like, it's really hard to get out of there, and the ball sits down there, and you really have to muscle it out. So keeping the ball in the fairway or the first cut is really key. I know you guys don't care about it or don't watch it, so I understand that.
Bro, let me ask you something, though. John, let me ask you something. How many times did they mention the Live League if you watch it today?
I watched Brooks Koepka. I love watching Brooks to do an interview because he's just got such a, I don't give a fuck type of mentality. It's funny as hell. And he was just basically like, this is his favorite tournament. And he goes, you guys are putting a dark cloud over it and asking me about this. I don't care. I don't play on that tour. I play on this tour. Stop asking me about it. And they're like, well, one of the questions was kind of stupid because it was, Brooks, how do you feel about them playing less golf? and choosing when you play. He goes, I choose when I play now.
Yeah.
I don't have to play any.
choose how many tournaments I play in and how many tournaments I play.
But he's one of the few that can say that because he's made his living off the golf course too. He's a sponsored athlete, right? He's won big tournaments. He's a bigger than life character, like in the game of golf. Like everybody, he's a household name now, so he can say that. He's very few. He's one of maybe 10 golfers that can say, "I choose when I want to play." Well, yes, you earn it, but at the same time, like it's a light statement in the sense that like it's not like you have 70 NBA players that are being paid so well where they're like, I'll sit out when I want to sit out. Like that's the game right now. You know, like
that's not a good analogy because they all get, all the NBA players get overpaid.
Yeah.
So that's a bad
golfers. Come on.
So
no, but
make a lot of money,
bro.
man. What?
I'm just saying a lot of people can't make that decision.
Golfers that actually make a lot. And that
Brooks Koepka doesn't make a lot of money.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that there's a 1%, like what Jamie was saying, that makes a lot of money in the tour, but they earn it and they play a lot of tournaments and they earn the victories. What the Live Tour is doing is basically the guys that are in the second half of their career, pretty much 20 years in plus, aren't really contending, aren't really competing at a high level anymore, are playing in tournaments, are going over, getting a payday, and then retiring. Or going to the senior tour or whatever.
Dude, a lot of those guys who made that decision to go over there are either divorced, gambling debt, don't make money. I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day.
But hey, aren't the numbers astronomical? Didn't they sign DJ for like $100 and something million?
They signed DJ to a $125 million contract. And they
said Phil was $200 million just to sign him.
They did some stupid comparison to Tiger, and they said Tiger career earnings on the PGA was $121 million. Well, Tiger just surpassed $1 billion net worth this week.
Thanks to him making the Switch the most famous brand on a golf course.
Correct. He made the brand. I mean, it's ultimately. I agree with Rory when it comes to the whole. Oh, this. I think it's a cop out, honestly, to go over there and you want to grab your money, go ahead, but don't sit here and say like the one problem I'm having is they're going over there and they're dissing the PGA Tour and dissing everything they're doing. Well, I mean, just because you couldn't compete at the high level with the top, me and Mike went through it. The top 100.
No, there's some guys playing there who's competed at the high level.
Correct. They've competed at the high level. They're not there anymore. I'm not.
Well, like I said, he's got gambling debts, man. He's got to make that bank. Mickelson.
I mean, his net worth is over $700 million.
Hey.
Stock options.
Hey.
I mean, like, he's one of the guys.
Saudi Arabia could buy the PGA if they wanted to. When it
comes down to it, I mean, Mike and I went through this the other day. We went through the top 100 players. Now, minus one or two, 10 out of the top 100 players are in this Live Tour. 10. So that means in the top 40, there's only 4.
One in the top 20.
So it's the top 20 players in the world, there's only one person, and that's Dustin Johnson, are playing over there. So you're not even competing against the best in the world. That's fine. You don't want to? Okay. You can't beat Justin Thomas. Fine, go make your money somewhere else.
JT,
you can't go beat Rory. You can't go beat Brooks. You can't go do this. Fine, go ahead. I mean, Brooks has family that's in the Live Tour. Chase Koepka, he's been in and out of the PGA Tour due to like not competing well for years, and he went over there, got money, and earned money for his family. I don't discredit people. I hate how people are putting down the PGA Tour because I think it's given a lot of opportunities to a lot of players.
Yeah.
So and for them to continue to constantly keep asking. I mean, it's honestly like, okay, in NHL standpoint, if a player left in the middle of the season, so I'm going to go play in the KHL in Russia, they would not be allowed back in the NHL.
Right.
So what's the difference? I mean, so that's my thing is like, there's a lot of stipulations in a lot of these leagues that allow you in baseball. You can't go just leave in the middle of the season and go play in Japan. You think the MLB is going to let you back? No. Like,
bro,
It depends.
Hey, speaking of
I'm just
MLB,
kidding.
letting you back, gambling, and getting your money, how about we show a little love for America's greatest pastime and your boy Aaron Judge and what the Yankees are doing right now in baseball? Because I know you guys have been dying. I know you guys have been dying. I keep teasing it, and you're like, shut up.
I know
We don't
what
want to
you're
talk
doing.
about it.
I know
Nothing
what you're
counts
doing,
post
dude.
All-Star break. But hey, you guys have won what 14 of the last 15 games.
Yeah.
You might be the most exciting team, if not by far. In the AL, the most exciting team in the AL.
Offensive,
right?
defensive.
Yeah.
New York fans are feeling great. Even fans on the other side of the tracks are feeling great right now. The Mets are actually still in first place at this point. You guys thought they were going to fall apart. Let's show a little love for MLB right now, and let me hear you guys go off and go on. Just show off. Go ahead, talk about your Yankees. The floor is yours.
Jamie, I know what you're doing. I ain't falling for it, man.
First, I'd like to. We've got Christopher Casey tuning in. So what's
Hey,
up,
Chris.
Chris?
What's up, Chris?
How you doing,
Chris?
He watches Four
Cheers.
Corners that I'm on Mondays all the time, and thank you for coming on over and checking out this show because this brings the same amount of energy and fun as we do over there. So thank you for tuning in, Chris. But
thanks for
the
stopping
Yankees.
by.
Speaking of energy and fun and being amazing to watch, the New York Yankees, everybody. This is awesome. I love this team so much.
New York Yankees.
It's
Ever
fun.
heard of them?
Ever heard of them? 27.
No, I mean, I think
Or
it's
that
fun.
guy.
I think
Or
it's
that guy.
honestly like it's exciting to watch this team, but I think it's the same thing that Pat and Mike and myself all talk about is like we just take it one game at a time. I'm not getting too high. I'm not getting too excited. I'm like, okay, cool. We won another game. Cool. All right, keep moving forward because it's the I always say it's the curse of the All-Star break.
Uh-huh.
The All-Star break is like a curse to good teams or teams that are streaking hot because it all matters from July to August to figure out if the teams are going to go through a slump or are they going to – this is where they're going to hit their stride even.
But bro, talking about streaking right now, I mean, it's crazy what's going on in baseball. Angels lose 14 straight. Phillies lose 9 straight. The Cubs have lost 10 straight. Then on the flip side of things, the Yankees, like you said, the Yankees have won like 13 or 14. The Padres have won 10 straight. I think the Phillies are went up to like 6 or 7 in a row after that slump.
Yeah.
Bravos
that
are
was
at like 14 or 15
They're
straight.
14.
The Braves are right on the heels of the Mets right now.
Yeah.
Why do you guys think there's so many extremes? I mean, it's almost like it happens with one team or another. There's so many extremes both ways in baseball this year. And I get it. You're saying that the game's unpredictable. But I find more than ever this year, there's extremes both ways. And it's kind of strange. It's a weird season so far.
Guys
Think
getting
it's all about
hot,
money.
guys getting cold.
Yeah. I mean, you can lightning in a bottle like the Phillies did, firing Girardi. And there's a certain point with baseball, it's beautiful that if you're hitting good, suddenly the pitching starts getting better. If the pitching's good, the bats start getting lit up.
Yeah.
Confidence.
It's
all about confidence.
It happens both sides of the line of the field in baseball all the time.
I think it's also starting to, like we had that Moneyball part of baseball where the A's were kind of like developing players for statistics, and I think it's still happening. It's still I hate it.
He's still doing it.
It's still doing it,
No.
but I think the paycheck. I think people are starting to utilize their like the Braves. They're starting to because they won the World Series. I'm sure that gave them a good payday.
Yo, the Braves are shocking. You
know.
get rid of Freddie Freeman and you're still producing.
I mean, they had good bats other than Freddie Freeman.
Well, I think it's all money. I think it has to do with money too. Teams are trying to invest money into their players and are taking a piece of what the greatest team that has ever lived, the New York Yankees, have always done, where where everyone says we buy our players. Well, how else are you supposed to get players?
That's free agency. Right
now, they're developing.
You legit.
But no, the argument was always Steinbrenner's checkbook was bigger than everybody else's. It wasn't that you buy them at an astronomical price that nobody else can compete for signing that player.
And it still is, actually.
That's what it was.
The Dodgers.
You guys have the you have the Yes Network. Nobody else has a network that big, maybe in pro sports.
The Mets got SNY.
Get out of here.
That's all I get on Hulu. Thanks, Yes Network.
Yes.
Bunch of asshats giving me Mets down my throat.
No,
hey, but listen, guys, don't look now, right? The Padres have the best record in the NL. They're in first in the NL West. Joe Musgrove, who's the absolute beast. He's like 6'6", 2 earned runs in his 12 starts. He's 8-0 to start the year. The Padres, I think they beat the Cubs. I think it was a 4-game series. Beat the Cubs 4 times. They're on that 10-game win streak. Last year it looked like they were the team to beat and they fell apart, right? Are they the team to beat? Do they look like they're that team again? You think they're going to be a real problem in the NL for every other team?
For the NL in whole?
On the whole, yeah, to win the
All
pennant.
right, well, you still got the Dodgers. You still got the rivalry there.
It's going to be tough to win their own division. That's the problem.
Dude, I'll tell you
Right.
what.
They're ahead of the
No one
division,
can overlook the Brewers either. The Brewers know how to put together a series. Don't overlook them.
They're a late season team too. The way it's
and that's the thing is I think that the Dodgers are pacing well. Like they're sitting right where they want to sit. They sit like they're not in first, they're not having all this hype, and they're just kind of staying under the radar. And then after the All-Star break, they'll make some moves during the trade deadline, what they need, and then pounce. I think the biggest thing for the Padres is to continue to play their game and see how they are going to be after the All-Star break. I mean, if they're going to make any moves, make any trades. I've heard Blake Snell is supposed to be on the. Has he been?
He doesn't fit.
No. I've heard he's been on the trade rumors for teams, not with the Dodgers. I'm saying he'll be.
No. I'm saying that's why I think that he's on the trade block because
I feel like that's some rumors.
It turns out he didn't fit what the Padres were trying to do.
Right.
Okay.
So
and you can't count out the Mets.
Will Myers does.
Wilson, if and that's the weird thing about baseball this year is like a guy like Blake Snell, who is 2 or 3 years removed from a Cy Young.
Yeah,
a few years.
Doesn't fit what the Padres want, but Will Myers, who supposedly the Padres were going to give up were willing to give up for next to nothing going into the offseason.
Yeah,
he fits in way better with them.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. Definitely long-term prediction. I don't think Snell gets moved till the deadline till they see what exactly till teams can see what exactly he is this year. He'll go to the AL.
Another race.
I don't think the Padres will send him anywhere in the
NL. I just feel like a lot of teams are just starting to buy into the program. I agree with Pat. What he said is, you get good pitching going. The bats all of a sudden start coming along, everything. But when you start buying into the system and everyone's bought in and the team camaraderie is doing good and morale is very high, you're all going to be moving like a well-oiled machine. So
now, well-oiled machines, right? I hate to say it because everybody hates them, but the Astros have been your biggest hurdle as a Yankees team for like the past 3 or 4 years, right? Are they still the team?
Next topic.
I know, but are they? But on honesty, do you guys feel the most threatened by the Astros? Do you feel like they're your biggest threat in the AL?
No.
Who is?
Toronto.
No.
But they're in your own division. Like you really think so?
Yeah,
aren't you guys 10 games or 12 games ahead of them already?
I don't think it's going to be that much at one point. I'm waiting on the Yankees to hit a slump, and I'm waiting on Toronto to step up.
Toronto's still young. They're thriving, and they're still young.
Is it because their bats? Is it because they could swing the bat with you guys, or are you afraid of their potential?
And they added pitching. They made sure.
I know they added pitching. It's not working out as they hope so far. But do you think it does work out eventually for them?
It takes one bad Garrett Cole start to just have the Blue Jays
which has been a lot lately.
Seriously, he's not the ace we hope for. That's my opinion.
Not right now, but
he's had great games. He's had fucking god awful, but
I'd agree with more innings than anybody in the last 3 years. He's pitched a lot of games. So I was going to say, I give him a little bit of a lead
for a lot of innings.
I think our biggest threat, honestly, is going to be one of the sleeper teams when we play them. Is either Twins, and it could be one of those
Twins.
I think they're going to be a sleeper team.
God.
I mean, the reason why I'm saying that is because
this to the Yankees, man.
I don't know about the Twins.
Hold on. The reason why I say is because if we could become the number one team in the AL, number one team in baseball, I'll bring it back to hockey. The Lightning were the number one team in 2018, 2019. And then what happened, Jamie? They got swept in the first round by Columbus, the 8th seed.
Yeah.
So it can happen. The reason why I say that, I just feel like the first team we play in the playoffs is going to ultimately be we have to put them away quick. Because I think it's like a 5-game series, so put them away quick and get them out to the next round.
But you know the history of the Twins in the playoffs against
the Yankees,
right?
I understand that. But I'm saying
we own Minnesota.
Mhm.
I understand that.
And I just want to bring this back. Jamie got us talking about the Yankees again. I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing, and I don't like it. It's not
I love you
cool.
guys.
Well,
if it all falls apart, we know who to point the finger at.
exactly. Always. Well,
Is it intentional? I mean, the Rays are 9.5 or 10 games back now, maybe even 11
I was
after you
gonna
guys
say,
took
ask
care of
the
us in
Rays
this series.
fan. He'll know.
We got a comment here, guys. Sonny Gray has been good in Minnesota, and I agree with
Yeah,
that.
no,
That's
he's
what I'm
fit.
saying. Like pitching goes a long way in the playoffs. I agree with Daniel.
Ex-Yankee.
Yes, he is.
who I was really hoping was going to work out.
My grandfather hated him.
Really?
We send all our head problems to Minnesota. That's how we beat them in October.
So
I'll see you
You know
later,
how they're gonna
Kraken.
perform.
I'll see you
Before we
later,
get
Gary
to
Sanchez.
Guys, we had a bold prediction in our group that Aaron Judge is going to hit 70 by this guy up there in the corner, Mr. Michigan Eagles. Do you guys believe that?
I could see it.
I said
70?
write him up. I said write him up.
70?
You'll hit 8.
I mean, 60 for sure, but 70? Come on. How many times that happened? Twice? Once? Twice?
Once.
Right? Yeah.
It was very Bonds.
Twice.
Bonds and McGuire.
Twice, right?
McGuire ended
Yeah.
up with over 70.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He ended up with 71.
Yeah.
We're talking about bombs and everything that's been going on. Have you guys been watching the college baseball? That's been electric.
Electric.
Yeah.
Love college baseball.
Elite down to the
Factory.
Elite 8. And I think we have some teams we're going to be rooting for here for the Elite 8. What should we wager, boys?
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Come on,
I know Jamie's
boys.
got something. Jamie's
Come
got
on,
something.
boys.
I know he
Let's
does.
do this. Let's figure out the wager and then figure out and then we'll announce our teams. So
All right. So no, let's figure out the wager in the next show. So if you guys tune in next week, we'll have our wagers. We'll talk about it at the beginning of the show.
we have to
But
do it
now.
tonight.
Let's choose our teams. So
That's
No,
called
we
a
have
we'll decide that over our
professional
chat.
teaser.
But
We
you
got
guys will
Professional
get.
tease.
Yeah,
No,
We
that's-
won't
that's-
tease
Jamie,
it, but
we
you
gotta-
get it next week.
Jamie, we got to
Jamie.
do it now.
We got to do it now. They play tomorrow.
Yeah, the tournament's
Nah.
actually going to be almost over.
we're
next
gonna
week.
name
No, but
our
we could
teams.
decide. We could decide. All right. Fair enough. Okay. So you know where I'm going, right? Come on. In the last 11 years, I played 10 tournaments because of COVID. 6 SEC winners, 6 SEC runner-ups. There should have been 5 there. Forget Notre Dame. Forget Mike and Notre Dame. We got 4 SEC teams. We got 3 Big 12 teams, and Notre Dame to just kind of somehow beat the number 1 team in the nation. First time in 20 years there, and good job. SEC all the way. I'm taking the Ole Miss Rebels. Ole Miss all the way. Let's go Ole Miss.
What do you want to wager?
Yeah, what are we wagering?
$50
$50 a person?
Yeah, let's go. Let's
Yeah,
go. Let's
come
go
up
for
here and get it from me.
that.
Man, this is 2022. We got Venmo.
All right, so let's go. Yeah, let's go on 50. So everybody
All
sends
right,
the winner
$50 to the winner.
Yeah.
All right.
All right,
Yeah.
that was 05, John. Yeah.
Yeah.
$5. Yes.
$5. Yes.
Cameras
All
are
right.
confusing.
So we'll go for our team that goes the furthest. Watch all of our teams get eliminated. What happens then?
What happens then is bets are
Let's
off.
see. Let's
No,
All
see.
right, so Jamie, you
How's
got
it?
Ole Miss.
I got the Rebels.
All right, Pat.
All right, I'm going old school here. Bo Jackson for the Auburn Tigers. I did a book report on this dude. Dude, there's a time there's a couple guys talking shit to Bo Jackson from the outfield to home plate down in Auburn, and he cracked a home run, left a dent in the truck right above the guys' heads. I like that story. I like Bo Jackson, and I like Auburn Tigers this year.
They got a big boy swinging the bat for them too this year. That's taking everything out the park. So,
dude, they just recycle big guys.
yeah.
Pat's got Auburn. Mikey, who are you going with?
Come on. It's
Come
got to
on.
be the Cinderella team.
Notre Dame left Tennessee in the
There.
dust. Okay, Danny. Okay, Uncle Danny. I hear you.
And Bakley, my boy. We are going with the Fighting Irish. Of course I am. Upset the number 1 team. By the way, a little stat for you guys because I'm the stat guy. Number 1 nationally ranked team entering the tournament, even in the Super Regionals, has won the national championship since 1999.
Wow.
Boom.
And
Who was
the
that?
team?
UCLA?
Who was that?
Who won it back then?
Believe was that
Vanderbilt?
Oklahoma State? It might have been
Okay.
Oklahoma State. I will check on that.
Okay.
But John, who do you have?
John sounds like he's going with Texas.
I gotta go with Hook 'em Horns.
There he goes. How about this? How about this for some horns?
Oh, that cost the tournament singer their job.
What?
Throwing the hook 'em horns down.
Yeah.
They
Wow.
did that
come on.
while singing.
Yeah,
and
let's
they-
talk about some snowflakes, man. This
Yeah.
upsets you? Come on.
But they got the
They
best.
deserve to be in the
They got the
SEC.
best hitter in the game right now, right, John? This kid playing for the
Bro,
Lions.
they're playing electric. I watched them
like
when I
42
was.
home runs or something this year.
Yeah, like I was
Yeah.
watching them play. What was it East Carolina?
Yeah,
Yeah.
East Carolina.
With the Trump for my birthday, and I was like,
ECU.
damn,
They're
like,
real good.
ECU or ECF?
ECU.
ECU.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was
East
like,
Carolina, yeah.
damn, this is a good team. Like they look like the top team in the college baseball. I'll be honest, I haven't really followed it, but I mean, it looks like it's going to be a close games like from here on
They're
out.
good.
I would have if Vanderbilt was in it. I would definitely have. I know that they're always a powerhouse.
Yeah,
Well, they were the runner up last year.
Jay, we
Yeah,
still have your nephews
got
on
wiped
here.
out.
I know they know college baseball.
South Carolina beat them 9-0 in the championship game, bro. I watched that game with my nephews. Come on now.
I know. Did you hear me? I just
What?
said we should have had your nephews on to talk about this.
I know they'd love to be on
You-
this. They would love. Well, they would be all about Gator baseball, who's not included in here. Who was?
All
I
right.
think the last time they were runner up a couple of years ago, 3 or 4 years
Yeah,
ago. So
they've
Look,
been
They're
wrong.
usually a good team. Actually, the '99 champion was the U.
the U,
Right.
It was Miami.
nice.
Miami. Okay.
That means that's when they were winning baseball. They were winning football.
Mhm.
That's when they were the glory days.
Juggernauts.
Yeah,
Here's,
that was our
here-
third
here's a
time.
good topic. Do you feel like the teams inside, like the Georgia Bulldogs won, the Braves won the World Series, and then the Georgia Bulldogs won the national championship? Do you feel like that played a factor into sports teams, like getting the teams that are like really good,
momentum?
but that give them the momentum to kind of like do it, like
you
for the
totally, you
I know
totally
it's going
skipped
way
over
off,
the
but I just thought about it.
you totally
Yeah.
skipped over the Falcons losing to the Patriots, and that was
Oh yeah,
That
that
was
was
the same
the curse
year.
of
that was
Atlanta.
years ago.
But that was in the same year.
Yeah,
No, but I'm saying
years.
like there's always been a little fogginess over Atlanta sports, any Georgia
Right.
sport.
Oh
And
yeah,
they
Yeah.
finally
Yeah.
broke it this year.
that was
It
the
was-
worst Super Bowl ever.
so
Yeah,
fans
twice.
really got a big treat. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I would out of side note, John, I would disagree with that, but
That was the worst Super Bowl.
I would not call that the worst Super Bowl.
What?
That was the
Whoa. Hold
No,
on.
look, I'll tell
Go
you guys
back to that.
honestly. Honestly, no. One of the worst Super Bowls are the ones that provide no entertainment. Like back in the first Super Bowl I ever watched was when San Fran beat the Bengals like 55-14. There's no entertainment in that. It's a done deal at that.
Or the MetLife game, where the
Yeah, MetLife,
Broncos
Seattle,
got
and
their
Denver.
ass
Yeah.
That's the one I was
same
going to
thing,
say.
Same thing when
Seattle.
San Fran beat San Diego is all California Super Bowl. I was over by halftime. Right? There's certain games when the Bucks beat the Raiders, like and John Gruden had the entire playbook. It was over at halftime. Like those Super Bowls suck, man. I love entertaining games down to the wire. That's why maybe Tennessee and the Rams may have been the best Super Bowl ever for me personally that I've seen. I know some people might say that's better. Maybe Pats fans would say the Pats and Seahawks. You guys would say beating the Pats. Came down to the wire. Great Super Bowl.
But that was a great Super
But from
Bowl.
an
Yeah.
entertainment standpoint, Tennessee and the Rams, because
I'm not
Tennessee
gonna lie
was
to you, I
literally
think-
a yard and a half away from winning that Super Bowl, and it seemed like it came down last play, no time left, reach over short of the goal line. Rams fans goes crazy. The rest is history. But it's much cooler to me when it's who's gonna win when somebody has the ball in their hands with 30 seconds left. That's what you want to see as a sports fan. You don't want to go into the halftime and it's like, okay, who's the halftime show? Hopefully this is a great show because I'm not even going to watch most of the second half. I was going to eat what's over here in the buffet and forget about the rest of the game. So
Yeah, the second part of the argument is what does your host have spread out? What can you
exactly.
eat?
What's the spread? What's the spread?
Yes, but
All right, speaking about shitty Super Bowls and great Super Bowls, we gotta do Pat's favorite, not the
US
120,
Open.
the 122nd
Talk about shitty.
winners and losers.
Bang, bang.
Pat, all you.
All right, guys. Did we all prepare?
No, I'll go off the cuff.
All right, so we're gonna pick the winners and losers of the week.
Okay.
Whoever had a great week, whoever had a losing week, we're gonna
Mhm.
choose. My first winner of the week, I don't know if you guys heard about this, is Hipple Teeth. Hipple Teeth is in the news. George Washington University is getting rid of the nickname Colonials, and they're going with the nickname Hippos, allegedly.
Are they really?
Yeah.
What?
They're in the A10.
Get out of here.
Supposedly, Colonials is a hot topic. They're
Yeah.
saying that it's the start
Wait,
of
is that your
slavery.
loser or is that your winner?
My winner is Hipple Teeth. Hipple Teeth. Because they will be now the George Washington Hippos, and
That's
George
dread.
Washington had ivory from Hippo as false teeth.
That's dread.
Oh, Jesus. And your loser?
My loser is Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving.
Mm.
They left their teams, Golden State Warriors and Boston Celtics, in 2019 to join the Nets.
Mm.
And lo and behold, they're playing against each other for the finals in 2022.
Interesting.
And as a Celtics fan, and watching Jaylen Brown drop every ball he dribbles off his fucking foot in the fourth quarter, I would really appreciate Kyrie Irving's ball handling. But you know what? His attitude can stay in Brooklyn. And those two are my losers because they could be sitting here, right here in Boston, playing Game 6 in the finals.
In Boston.
Yep.
In
Boston.
It's your cousin from Boston.
Just can't lose them cockies.
I love the Ben Affleck commercial. I'm not going to lie.
They're filming for the town.
Pat, who you got next?
Well, John didn't prepare. Mike, who are your winners and losers? John is the loser of the week. Not prepared.
No, I'll start and get it out of the way. My loser of the week is the New York Rangers. We all know why. Anyway, my winner of the week is actually Matt Carpenter.
Yeah,
Go with
baby.
Matt Carpenter of your New York Yankees.
Get out of here.
First player in Yankees history to hit 6 home runs in his first 10 games in pinch.
Wow.
Don't fall.
That's a big deal.
I know it's exciting. I know Matt Carpenter's exciting, John. Don't fall.
That's a big deal.
Broke Bubba's cage.
Yeah,
It's all in the
yeah.
stash, man. It's all in the
It's all in the stash. Muscle stash. He's got that stash power. All right,
guys
you know
like
what?
that?
I will give it to John though. John, I know you're going off the cusp. But...
I know. I have a winner and a loser. I was just joking.
Oh, okay.
I don't
My
know
winner-
if you do.
Hold on. Give me a second. I'll be back in a minute. No, sure. My winners of the week has to be the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Why
We're
you
going
lost?
for 3. I know I took Jamie's, but 3-peat. I was very happy to see them make it to the finals again. And my losers of the week, who could it be? The Live tournament.
I thought you were
I
gonna say Rangers.
tried to watch a tournament. So I tried to watch it this past weekend, the first tournament. Couldn't find it anywhere. Couldn't find it streaming. Couldn't find it on TV. Maybe I wasn't looking in the right places, but it was nowhere to be found. So I call them my losers because if you guys want to be the next greatest tour, then why can't I watch you guys? So that was my losers of the week. Jay, who you got?
All right, so I'm going to show some hate for the ladies, and I'm going to show some love for the ladies. John sent me a clip of this sports journalist, name will not be said,
Oh,
who may
geez.
have asked the dumbest question in the history by asking Steph about how he felt the last time they were in the NBA Finals and Clay got hurt. And then how do you expect someone feels about one of their best friends and the best teammate they probably ever had in the most crucial time of that season going down with an injury? Like, what a bonehead thing to bring up on these finals. Stay up with the times. Be positive. Ask questions with relevance. Such a loser. Get out of here with that. But just so I don't get hate from the ladies, let's show a little love for Jocelyn Alo from the Oklahoma Sooners, who not only became the greatest hitter in softball, well, women's softball history at the NCAA level, but she went on to get Oklahoma down across the finish line, and the Oklahoma Sooners ended up winning the national title in the women's softball championship about a week ago. And when I tell you this girl could hit, she is electrifying. Just like Bonds, like you figure, like, what if they didn't walk him that much? What would the total have actually been? Same thing with her. It's like, if they didn't walk her that much, what would the total have actually been? 122 career home runs. The second closest to her was her teammate, Lauren Chamberlain, with 95 prior to that. So she just beat it. She eclipsed the mark by almost 30 home runs. Who knows if that's ever going to get beat within the next 20 or 30 years, but we'll see if any other chick takes a long ball.
Is she the Hawaiian batter?
Correct. And she did that in Hawaii. That's what's so cool. She got
Yeah.
her, she hit back in March. She got her 96 home run in Hawaii, and it was kind of fitting that maybe all those walks led to that moment, you know. So there was some sort of.
I think it was like the first
awesome.
time Oklahoma actually played in Hawaii too. You know,
Yep.
you're not going to get a power team to go to a lower conference,
Exactly.
especially Hawaii.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
Well, Big J, since you're on you got the main
Uh-huh.
screen, I think it's time for
Bang, bang. You know what it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for our favorite segment of the show. We are about to go into Stomp the
Squad.
Ding, 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 ding. Ring that dinger. All right. This is
just woke my
every week, guys.
girlfriend up.
We do this at the end of the show. This is to see who gets the rant for this week. We're gonna wager on how many points we will decide on betting with each question, and we'll try and stump each other one at a time with sports trivia that is actually right in front of our faces, not inside of here, but some of us will try to pretend like we know what's going on. So, gentlemen, who's going to be the first to ask the Stump the Squad question of week number 12? Who's it going to be?
you choose.
You want me to
lead
choose?
it off, top left.
All right, I'll lead it off. I've never really led off, so I'm going to lead off this
Yeah,
week. So,
yeah.
since we spoke a little U.S. Open, I'm going to try and stump you guys with this question.
Mike and I
What
bet one.
year?
Wait.
So
Mike
we
and
are
I bet
in
one.
Remember,
one.
come on now, wager boy.
You on two? All right. So John is one. Fat Mike. You
That
guys
makes
are
it a
two.
really good question.
Right. So we are currently at our 122nd U.S. Open in the history of this golf prestigious tournament. But gentlemen, can you tell me what year the first U.S. Open was played? Was it 1899? Was it 1900? Was it 1894? Or was it 1898? So was it 1899? 1899 is A, 1900 is B, 1894 is C, and 1898 is D.
1900.
Well, mathematically, 1900 works.
1900.
Yeah, I feel like
No. 18, you said 1998?
I said, so it was, the options are 1898, 1900, 1894, or 1899.
1898.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 1898.
1899.
I think Pat's right.
Gentlemen, I have successfully stumped the entire squad.
No.
94.
Remember, there was World War I and World War II, which
Oh,
was
94.
2 and 3 year absences. So the first year of the tournament was 1894. Yes,
Damn
sir. That's a zero. That's a negative.
I knew
point.
it couldn't be
I
1900
was,
because it couldn't
I
be
was
that easy.
like thinking of the calendar. I'm like, oh, maybe they
I had
started.
to, come on, you knew it had to be a trick question.
Pat,
Yeah.
Mike,
Yeah, I knew it wasn't so straightforward as 1900.
Yeah.
Mike.
What?
how much did you wager?
One.
2.
How much did you wager, Pat?
Oh, one.
He did 1. They did 1. So you guys are all at -1 except John is -2.
All right, so who's next?
You.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your wager?
2.
Those. I'm gonna get you, John.
No, you're not.
Mike, what'd you wager? 1.
History has shown I will not.
So another U.S. Open question. Which course has hosted the U.S. Open the most times? A, Pebble Beach. B, Oakmont. C, Batusro.
Say that one again.
I can't. Batusro. Or D, Bethpage Black in New York City.
I think I've seen that movie online.
And we're done.
Yep. That's the end of the show. We just got canceled.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
I'll go with
Yeah,
I'll go
I'm
with
gonna
D.
go Pebble Beach.
Bethpage Black D. I'm gonna say New York took that tournament more times than they should have.
So you have D, Mike
I'm taking Pebble.
Yeah, me and Mike are Pebble.
at A.
We like Pebbles.
Yeah.
And
A.
Pebble Beach. So I have 2 Pebble Beach and one Bethpage.
That page.
Yeah.
I have successfully stumped the squad.
Oh, damn.
Was it the one you can't pronounce?
There's B, Oakmont,
Oakmont. Where's
I was
Oakmont?
thinking about that.
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh.
Okay. All right.
Pittsburgh. Okay.
Should have kept the East. I should have thought of that.
Should have won
All
East.
right,
Bowl.
so halfway through we got John at
Just
minus
looking
2, I'm at minus 2, Mike's at minus 2, Pat's at minus 3.
I got -1 for Pat.
No,
Wait,
Pat
what?
bet 2 on that one.
That bet.
Yeah, I bet too.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's why you're keeping score.
We'll go
All
with
right,
your
Pat.
score, John.
All right, Pat, go ahead.
All right, guys.
2.
2.
2 for Jamie, 2 for John, 2 for Mike, 2 all around. I'll
There
go
we go.
finals question here. How many championships has the defensive player of the year won a championship in the same
What
year?
a great question.
That's a great question. Wow.
That's what I said. I said that's a great question. Is it A, 4, B, 5, C, 7, or D, 8?
What was 8? One more time. Go through those options.
A, 4,
Uh-huh.
B, 5,
Mhm.
C, 7, or D, 8?
Did you say 5?
I'm gonna go 5.
5, 6, 7, and 8. 5, 6, 7, 8.
I'm gonna go 7.
4, 5, 7, 8. 4, 5, 7, 8,
4, 5,
Jamie.
7.
I'm gonna go
4,
7.
5, 7.
I'm gonna go 5.
I like
Jimmy.
5. I like
5?
5.
2 5s and a 7.
All right, I have successfully stumped Jonathan.
Yes, sir.
It is 5. The last year coming 2017 with the guy who kicked more balls than Messier, Draymond Green.
See, part of me would have thought that Kawhi would have won. I couldn't remember if he was defensive
I don't
player of the
think
year
I
or
don't
not.
think
I don't think
he
he
was
was
the
that
best
year.
player there.
That might
I
have
would
been
say
the
that
year he
Rodman
lost.
probably accounted for a couple of those with the Bulls maybe in one year.
Oh,
Did
you
Rodman?
want the rundown?
Yeah, who is it?
Draymond Green 2017, Kevin Garnett 2008,
Garnett.
Mm.
Yeah.
Olajuwon 94,
Of
Rodman
course, a team to
90,
dream.
and
Mhm.
Michael Cooper.
Michael
Seven.
Cooper
So Rodman's only one was when he was with Detroit.
with Detroit. Yep, that's what
Yeah.
I thought. With Detroit.
Yeah, he came off that season, and Michael recruited him to
Mhm.
the Bulls.
The
Chicago.
God, Bulls.
Yeah.
All
Well, no,
right.
he didn't go to
Mike,
Chicago
where
till
we
the
at?
second three-peat.
All right,
He went
so
to
what-
Chicago
what's
in the
the-
mid
what's
'90s.
the score?
What?
What's the score?
Jamie had
I have
0.
0. John has -4. Pat has -3, and you have 0.
So it's down to you and Jamie.
Jamie. And I'm
Yes,
asking
sir.
a question, so I have to stump
Yes,
Jamie.
sir.
2.
All right.
See it.
Mike.
Well,
One.
of course we must.
One.
Okay, so 1 for Jamie.
Let's go.
2
2 for Pride.
for Pride.
Pride Month.
Well,
Love is
it's got to be a Yankees question.
Of course.
So, before we've chronicled already in my winter his time with the Yankees. But before joining the Yankees, when was Matt Carpenter's last MLB home run?
love. Ooh.
May 25th, 2018, August 23rd, 2019, September 5th, 2020, or April 30th, 2021.
So go through the years. The
Yeah,
years
say the years again.
18, 19,
19,
20, or 21.
21.
18.
I want to say 18, but I want to say 19 too. Yeah, I'll go with 19. I'll go with 19.
What month was 19, Mike?
August 23rd.
Can I switch my answer?
No. You want to go with mine? I know you do.
Yeah, I do. Now that I'm thinking about it. When he said August, I'm thinking 19.
Okay, so John switching to 19. So I got Pat at
Yeah.
19 and John at 19. Jamie?
And then what month was 21?
April.
Cool.
Oh,
Yeah, I if it would be that soon, that'd be right. Whatever. Unanimous 19. Let's go for it.
I have successfully stumped the squad.
Was it 20? Was it 20?
21.
Damn it.
What?
April 30th, 2021, he hit his last MLB home run before he joined the Yankees.
Well, that makes sense,
Was
right?
that
He
for
didn't
the
have like
Rangers?
such a long absence from hitting one home run.
I think he was a Ranger.
Damn.
I think he was a
All
Ranger. I
right,
think he was-
final stand-ins. Mike 0. Mike wins this week's Rant with 0.
Champion again.
Pat -5. John -6. And I'm -1.
We going back to back.
God, wait, you went back-to-back in the same show.
I know.
Exactly.
All right,
I'm gonna
Mike.
Bye,
You got
guys.
another
Thank you.
rant?
Again.
All right.
Let
You have another
you
rant?
down.
Yep.
You got another rant?
Thanks. Get it to me.
I do have another rant.
All
And
right.
it's not going to be on the Rangers, and it's not going to be
Thank
on the best
God.
quarterback in the NFL.
Thank
What we're going to talk
God.
about
the
is
ladder.
the Cinderella story of the College Baseball World Series, and that is my Notre Dame Fighting Irish. John trying to peek over the graphic. The Irish expected to absolutely get demolished by number 1 Tennessee. And like I said, number 1 team has not won. Yes, Pat, we all say it.
Just making sure.
I know. We have not had a number 1 nationally ranked number 1 team win the national championship since 1999. That will be true this season because Notre Dame came out firing. They hit, I believe, a program record of home runs in game 1 and beat them in a 3-game series. Also doesn't help that Tennessee's starting center fielder got thrown out of that game and missed the second game, but Tennessee somehow still won.
Yeah.
But Notre Dame is riding all the momentum into this Elite Eight. I think they have the potential to do it because these SEC teams are going to beat each other up. They are very good teams. And honestly, yeah, Texas might be the best team, most talented team left in the tournament. But I think this is the year of Cinderella. I don't think we're turning back into a pumpkin. Irish for the national championship. Let's go.
Who are you guys playing first? Are you playing Arkansas or A&M? Is it Texas you play?
I believe we're
I
playing
think it's
Texas.
A&M.
No.
I think it's A&M.
No,
It's
you're
A&M,
playing.
I think.
You're playing Tennessee. I just looked at it today.
No, you're playing A&M. Texas A&M. The 5th
No.
seed, I think they play.
Notre Dame is
said
playing
Tennessee.
Texas. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My bad.
So we'll see. It's going to be a tough.
Oh,
steep
I have this
competition.
very wrong.
We'll see how we do. And on that note, everybody, I think, guys, it's time for us to end the show.
All righty.
It's time for us to head home. So, goodbye, everybody. No,
It's time to
thank
watch
you-
the Celtics, baby.
thank
Time
you
to,
all.
time to watch the team of this decade win another one, boys. Team of the decade.
Everyone tune in to Apple Podcasts, Spotify,
Absolutely.
anywhere you watch it on YouTube. Tune in. We'll be here next
Facebook.
week, Thursday at
Yes,
8
sir.
p.m. live. Hopefully Pat's team can come out on the top. Like
Go
and
Warriors.
subscribe. We'll see you guys next week.
Let's go,
Goodbye.
Warriors.